Which is the gas that forms a large part of the air after nitrogen? It's oxygen. It constitutes about 21% of the air in the atmosphere, and this oxygen is in its elemental form on the Earth. Do you think oxygen is only found in its pure form? We also find oxygen in a combined state with other molecules. For example, oxygen can also be found in the Earth's crust. Really? How is this possible? The crust contains various metals in their oxidized state, and thus oxygen is present in this combined form. You also know what the chemical formula of carbon dioxide looks like, don't you? CO2 is the chemical formula of carbon dioxide. It contains the oxygen molecule as well. We also find oxygen in other biological molecules used by living organisms like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and many more. If we have so much oxygen around us, then why do we have to worry about the depletion of this gas? The main reason is that the oxygen of the atmosphere is used up mainly by three important processes. Can you guess which ones? Combustion, respiration, and formation of oxides of nitrogen are the three main processes where oxygen is used up. But do you know that we must return this oxygen back into the atmosphere? What would happen if we only use the reserves of oxygen and store it? The levels of oxygen in the atmosphere will suffer and a serious imbalance would be created. How can we return oxygen back to the atmosphere then? The only process that helps us return the oxygen is the process of photosynthesis. Wait, did I just say photosynthesis? This process can only be executed by plants and trees. Now do you know why we say that cutting of trees means less oxygen? If we do not have enough trees, we will only use oxygen but never return it to the atmosphere. This can cause a serious deficiency of oxygen in the air and can be harmful for all living beings. During the process of photosynthesis, plants use carbon dioxide and release oxygen. This also helps to keep the levels of carbon dioxide under control. But do you think oxygen is necessary for all living organisms? To say this wouldn't be quite correct, as we have certain forms of life, like the bacteria, that are poisoned by elemental oxygen. Yes, you heard me right. They cannot fix nitrogen or carry out any process in the presence of oxygen. Oxygen kills them. Elemental oxygen is a diatomic molecule. What do we mean by diatomic? It means that two atoms of oxygen have combined to form a molecule. This is the oxygen we usually breathe in. O2 molecules are found in the lower levels of the atmosphere, which are closer to the Earth's surface. What would a molecule with three oxygen atoms be called then? It is called ozone. Yes, it is a gas made up of three oxygen atoms and it occurs naturally in the upper atmosphere. And it may surprise you to know that two atoms of oxygen combined to help us live, but three atoms of oxygen combined can be harmful for humans. Why don't we have these molecules nearer to the surface of the Earth then? That's because they are not stable near the Earth. They form a layer high above in the atmosphere. But do you think they can harm us even at that distance? Not really, but let me tell you that the ozone layer actually protects us from the harmful radiations of the sun. It filters the harmful rays of the sun and helps us stay healthy. Ozone close to the Earth will harm us, and ozone far away from the Earth acts as a filter to protect us. But have you read about the ozone hole? What exactly caused the ozone layer to develop a hole? The ozone layer does not literally have a hole. It is actually an area where the ozone molecules are less dense than the rest of the layer. This has happened above the Antarctic and is a growing cause of concern. It's just one part, right? Do we really need to be worried about this? Yes, of course. If the ozone layer depletes at the present pace, then we will then be exposed to the harmful rays of the sun. But how are these molecules depleting? The answer is the greenhouse effect. The chlorofluorocarbons that are emitted by the various processes done on the Earth by humans cause ozone depletion. They react with the ozone molecules and thus destroy the ozone molecules in the presence of the ultraviolet rays of the sun. These are nothing but those very rays which can harm us. No doubt, scientists are encouraging us to not cause air pollution and to plant more trees.